Hello everyone, this is Paolo Granata and I'm really excited to introduce my brainchild, the MediuM, the one and only Marshall McLuhan board game. Here it is, an entertaining, educational board game to stimulate cooperative, innovative, critical and creative thinking skills. Of course, the game is inspired by legendary Canadian philosopher Marshall McLuhan. It's an attempt to gamify, so to provide a gaming experience of the laws of media, also known as the McLuhans Tetrad, developed by Marshall McLuhan and his son Eric McLuhan. Alright, let me give you an overview of the game. I'll show you what's inside the box, so once you get the MediuM you know what's the message. This is actually the box featuring this psychedelic painting by Canadian artist René Serra, who was a friend of Marshall McLuhan. The painting actually has been on display for a long while at the Center for Culture and Technology, and let's say that now this beautiful painting is back in a new medium, measuring about 12 by 10 inches. So inside the box you will find this beautifully designed game board representing the media Maelstrom. I'll say later a few words. And this is an 8-page booklet providing not only the rules of the game, but also some background information about the game, the laws of media, the Tetrad, kind of informative rule book. I like it. And that will be very helpful, so it will help players, educators, students to learn more about McLuhan and, of course, to learn how to play. Then you find some props for colorful pawns, a die representing the 4 laws of media, plus 2 special messages. Here you find the same timer, and of course a deck of cards, 72 medium cards, including wild cards. Essentially, the main game mechanics is based on the medium cards, right? That's why if you wish to extend the possibilities, the boundaries of the game, it's already available, an expansion card deck, an add-on with 48 new cards. So for playing the medium with endless possibilities. The game is basically played in teams of 2 or more players, but if you're short of people, no worry, there is also a 2-player variant in the rulebook. So by playing in teams, each round, one team member, we call it the messenger, while keeping the medium card secret, provides their team members with a clever and creative clue about the medium or technology on the card. Essentially, the messenger tries to get their team members to guess the medium of the card, right? And clues, of course, are based, so they take the form of answers to the 4 laws of media. Right? I'll give you an example shortly, right? I like this dynamics. It's a kind of intuitive backward thinking that simulates questioning, verbal communication, and so on. So it's pretty cool. So the teams moves along the board when the medium is guessed correctly, pulling themselves out of the media Maelstrom, out of the media vortex. According to McLuhan, actually, the vortex is an important metaphor for describing contemporary culture and technology. So players have to escape the media vortex by understanding its dynamics and patterns. And after all, the 4 laws of media are nothing but a creative and critical critical thinking tool to recognize patterns within the vortex, recognize the effect, the unintended or intended consequences of inventions, innovations, tools and technologies from past and present. That's why in the MediuM deck of cards you will find 72 greatest innovations of all times, from the printing press to the 3D printing, the compass, light bulb, newspaper, radio, satellite, television, and so far and so on. And in addition to the MediuM cards, there are also some wild cards, and this is where the McLuhans message comes into play. If the team draws a wild card, the effects described on the card must be carried out immediately. Let me give you an example. Here you see, I don't necessarily agree with everything I say, so move forward, no, move backward, and skip a turn. And this quote demonstrates the value of contradiction. Without opposition, it's hard to find the truth. So this is the McLuhans message. So the wild cards, the McLuhans probes, will bring your team some good fortune, some are bad luck, so they will make the game more engaging and always unpredictable. Another element that makes the game fun and engaging is the die. Here you see this beautiful colorful die. Essentially, the messenger rolls a die to determine which of the 4 laws of media to begin with, and so enhancing, retrieving, flipping, and so on. If the die shows instead the 4 colors diamond face, the messenger can select any of the 4 laws of media to begin with. But if the die shows the whirlpool phase, the team gets sucked into the turmoil of the Maelstrom and moves backward on the game board one space. And so actually you find some diamond and whirlpool spaces in the game board. They are representing the same dynamics. For instance, if your team lands on a whirlpool space, it gets sucked into the vortex. Essentially, there are some components of the game that generate unexpected consequences. However, only your mastery of the media, your creative and critical thinking skills, stimulated by the 4 laws of media, will make a difference. Will make your team win the game by crossing the finish line on the game board. And so, escaping the vortex, escaping the media maelstrom. Let's have a closer look at the game board, and then I'll give an example on how to play. This is the game board. Here you see this beautifully designed board representing the 4 laws of media. And so you have enhancing, what does a medium enhance, extend or improve, retrieving, what does to replace or bring back from the past, obsolescence, what does it replace or make obsolete, and flip, what does it reverse or flip into, what are its unintended implications. So these are the 4 laws of media represented on the game board, right? And you see actually there are 4 spirals entangled each other. This is intended to visually render the 4 laws of media not just as a sequence of 4 elements. Actually, tetrad means a group of 4. According to McLuhan, actually the 4 laws of media are simultaneous, right? So this 4 spiral vortex represents the simultaneity of the 4 laws of media, right? And I think this is absolutely brilliant. All right, let's have a play test, right? I'll give you a demonstration. So you set the game board, shuffle the cards, including the wild cards, and place the deck face down at the center of the board, right? Players choose teammates and divide into 2 to 4 teams, right? And of course, they select a pawn, placing the pawn in the corresponding starting point on the board, right? Then, this is interesting. The team members whose birthday is closest to Marshall McLuhan's birthday, July the 21st, will start first. So, if you were born close to July 21st or on July 21st, you get a lucky chance to start first. So, the messenger takes a card, right? If it's a wild card, the McLuhan's message must be executed. Otherwise, keeping the card secret, the messenger rolls the die. Here you see, enhances has been determined by the die, right? And so using enhances law of media, the messenger sets the timer, right? And tries to get everyone else on the team to guess what medium or technology is on the card, right? And so here we got enhancing. The secret card is the optical lens. I will keep it secret, invented in the 13th century, by the way. So, as a messenger, I can provide only one clue based on enhancing laws of media, law of media. And so, in a plain and short sentence, for instance, while keeping the card secret, I can say something like, this medium or technology enhances vision. At this point, my teammates can confer quietly amongst themselves and eventually give one answer to that law of media clue, right? If they guess, the team moves forward. If they fail, they pass the card to the next team, the next messenger, which must try using the next clue on the board, in this case retrieving, which is immediately after counterclockwise on the board, right? Scoring is based, let's say, on efficiency, so guessing correctly at the first clue is 4 space forward. Guessing correctly at the second clue is only 3 space forward, and then 2 and 1. If all 4 laws of media clues are exhausted and no one has guessed it correctly, the medium card gets revealed and all teams must move their pawns back 1 space on the game board, right? In other words, if no team guesses the card, it means that the Maelstrom, the vortex, won that round. So teams keep playing this fashion, taking a card, rolling the die, guessing the secret medium on the card, based on the 4 laws of media, until one team wins the game by finally crossing the finish line. Of course, the messenger can alternate. The messenger, they can swap, so to let everyone in the team practice their verbal questioning and communication skills. Also, that's pretty cool. Since the game is played by teams, 2 to 4 teams, the game can involve at the same time a number of people. It may be 10, 20 players each team, right? There are no limits. And actually, I have been playing this game in class with about 80 students, right? It was a blast, engaging, entertaining, and absolutely informative. So the game can be played by a number of people at the same time. However, using the standard setting, the standard playing mode, you just need at least 2 teams of at least 2 players each team. So 4 people can play and enjoy the game, right? But also, as mentioned, in the rulebook, you will find a 2-player variant, right? So to play the medium with your partner for an intimate gaming experience with Marshall McLuhan and the medium. I think that's all. The medium is available online, shipping worldwide. So get your copy, enjoy escaping the media maelstrom, and improve your mastery of media with the help of Marshall McLuhan. Ciao!